What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Welcome to some Forza Horizon 5. In today's video, I want to take a look at a car. I initially didn't really want to make this video, but then I was like, you know what, let's just do it anyway, because I feel like it'll be kind of an interesting one, especially for you guys to see. But yeah, in today's video, I'm going to take a look at the M5 CS, brand new car that they're going to be adding into this game. Obviously, it's not this thing, so why am I even looking at it? The M5 CS is, there you go. There's a big picture of the reward, but if you go all the way into the third winter season, as you can see, every single week is winter. This time we don't have like a winter or a summer, you know, spring, summer, autumn, winter. It's all winter this whole month, obviously, because it's the month of December. But for the third week, we actually get the M5 CS, which is right there. You get your 20 points and you get it. However, we can actually play with it a little bit early if we go all the way over into the these. I already looked at this thing and I've already done a run with it, so I'm sorry. You know what, I'll actually show you the run because I have it recorded, but I'll do that later on after we've first taken a look at this thing. So if you go over to the Reservoir Sprint, we can actually get the M5 and we could drive it around. So yeah, it's a really good car. I really like it. I mean, visually I think they've done a decent job with it from the outside. I mean, we'll have a look at it now and I'll show you exactly what I'm on about, but I think visually they've done a good job with it. The only thing we obviously cannot really see is the interior for this thing. So we don't really have a proper look that we can take at the interior of this thing. But like I said, they've done a really good job. You can see, you know, the flakes in the paint for the metallic paint. I much prefer a metallic paint to having the frozen paints or the matte paints. Whatever BMW decides to call them, but they are basically matte. I'd much prefer a metallic paint like this, for example. Quad exhaust, of course. M5 CS diffuser back there, or valance, I guess, because it's kind of what it is. Carbon ceramics as well, with these beautiful wheels. I love these wheels so much, especially in that like gold color, which matches the gold on the grille itself. And obviously the yellow DRLs, which a lot of people end up putting on a ton of their BMW M cars, even if they don't deserve to be on them, but people still end up putting them on. It looks good. It looks really good. I mean, the regular F90, oh god, the Ghost car is right there, by the way. That's why my camera doesn't go there. But the M5 F90 model is already in the game. They kind of just have to tweak it a little bit, pretty much. So kind of change the front end and change the headlights, but pretty much everything else is the M5 F90 that's already been in the game. Just a couple of bits and pieces added onto it. Again, you can't really see the seats too well, but obviously this thing has the crazy bucket seats on the inside. They should be very interesting to have a little look at once we actually get this car and get to, you know, bring it into Forza Vista and have a quick little look at it there. But it's a good looking car. I think overall, I think it's a really good looking car. Like, I mean, I've always been a fan of the F90 M5, so it looks great. Let's drive it. Let's drive it. I'll show you guys what this thing is like to drive. First of all, sound, really damn good. Very accurate, actually, to what the real life car sounds like. I mean, I'm pretty sure we have this sound in the game already from the other M cars that share the same engine. But yeah, it feels like an M5. It doesn't feel like it's any crazy sports car or anything like that. It doesn't feel like it's super lightweight or anything like that. I think they've done a good job with this thing. I feel like if you carry a little bit too much speed through the corners, it will end up biting you in the ass. As you can see, it definitely wants to step out sideways very quickly. I've done a really good run with this car. Supposed to be like 300 or whatever in the world, which is pretty decent. I mean, I've done a couple of runs, obviously, just messing around and trying to get this thing to grip through corners. And obviously, as the very first time that I've driven it, I definitely noticed how the rear end just doesn't follow the front end. So you'll have the front end pulling into the corner because it's nice and grippy, and then the rear end kind of just trails behind, but it doesn't really follow in that same line. It kind of wants to step out sideways. It does show its weight. It isn't a sports car. It isn't a small little sports car that you get to throw around corners and actually have it stick. It is a big, heavy executive saloon. Just because it's a more, you know, track focused one doesn't mean that it is just a track car, right, or a racing car. It is a very capable big car, but it doesn't mean that it's still a race car. I feel like BMW fanboys kind of put this car on such a big pedestal. They're like, oh my god, this is the best car in the world. This is the only car you'll need. You just bring this thing to a track, then you'll smash all loads of 911s and stuff like that. It's like, not really. Not really. It's still, like I said, a big executive saloon. Just because you gave it fancy seats and a better suspension setup, and it's a little bit lighter than the standard M5 or the M5 Comp, doesn't mean that it's, you know, it's a race car. Which is what I think BMW fanboys need to realize. I am a BMW fanboy, but at least I'm realistic about it. It is a very good car, but again, it's still a big, heavy executive saloon. You know, it's weird calling this thing heavy when the G90 is out, but it still is a hefty car. It is a really good looking car though, and obviously the car itself just like speaks volumes on what BMW can actually do with a big executive saloon car. So yeah, I'll try to do one run here, go a little bit quicker than what I've just shown you, and then I'll show you at the very end, straight after this, the good one, the one that I have done a really good job with smashing out a really good time. Unless I beat it somehow with this one, then there's no point in showing it to you, but I don't think I will. But I did only have like, what, 4 attempts I think it was. And I put myself in like 300th in the world or whatever it was. So, don't count me out just yet. Not just yet. Obviously this is my rival now because of the time that I got, so this guy is just a little bit faster than me. I think like 0.2 of a second faster. I did mess that one up. I immediately stepped sideways there. That was straight up my fault. But I'm not that far behind. I'm definitely a lot further behind than 0.2 of a second, but as you can see, I'm still doing a good job of keeping up. I knew that was gonna happen. As soon as I saw it go wider and wider, because it wasn't on the actual road, on the tarmac, I was on the grass. I saw the front end just stepping wider and wider very, very slowly, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go with it. I think I can beat this guy. I think if I take this a little bit more seriously, and obviously I don't go fully off the road, I think I can beat this guy and I can get an even faster time than what I've had before. I think it's very much possible. There you go. I'm faster than the time that I just got by about like 0.2 of a second. And obviously it wasn't flagged either, so I think I can do a faster time. Well, there you go. That was pretty much the run that I've shown you there. The good one. The one that I'm kind of trying to beat right now, actually. But yeah, I really like the M5. I think it's going to be a really, really fun car. I think when I'm going to be building this thing, it's going to be definitely for racing. I'm going to try and see if we can build like a really, really fast, like, obviously, executive saloon out of this thing. Like a proper racing one. So, I think once we get it, I'm going to try and do that. I don't know about this paint. I definitely do prefer it to the frozen paints, but I do kind of wish that we had a green that was very similar to that frozen green that we can get on this car. Just not in the frozen, like, type. I would rather get it in like a metallic green. I think that would be really, really nice. I think the green looks good on these new BMW M cars, just not a frozen paint, you know? But apart from that, I mean, what else? What else can I really say about this thing? What else can we really do about it? Yeah, I mean, I can't really take a look at the interior or anything like that in this video, so I guess we're gonna have to wait for another couple of weeks until I can actually take a proper deep dive into it. But for now, I guess that's pretty much gonna be it. I know I'm crashing to everything now, but I just don't really care. I've done my lap. I've done my run that I really care about. But yeah, this was the M5 CS. Obviously, you can play it as well. You can do the exact same event that I'm doing right now. You can play with this game, with this car a little bit earlier. But apart from that, that's pretty much it for the M5 CS. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.